Hello guys, my name is Balkrishna Srivastava and welcome to CodeWithBK. So in this video, we solve competency-based practice questions for ISC Class 12 Computer Science students who will be appearing for the boards paper in 2025. So before we begin, it is a request to please subscribe to my channel. And the first 40 questions of this PDF are solved in separate videos, and the link for the videos you can find in the description of this video. We start from question number 41 and we try to cover as many questions possible in this video. If there are any questions remaining, they will be solved in the separate video, and again you can find the link of these videos in the description of this video. Okay, this question says finding the GCD, which is the HCF of two positive integers, results the time complexity of O log n, where n is the larger number of two inputs. Justify. So basically this log n, okay, it has this base is 2. Okay, the base is 2 whenever we have complexity log n, and n is the maximum of the two inputs. So suppose if I have say n equal to 100, okay, so log n, if I equate it to x, okay, so 2 to the power x is n, so x will be between 6 and 7. Why does it make 6 like this? 6 and 7, so 6 point y something. Okay, this is going to be the value of x. That is, if n is 100, the larger of two inputs, this means in a maximum of 7 steps, I will be able to find the GCD. Okay. Now, why is it this? Because whenever you have log 2n, okay, it means you are dividing the operations, okay, by half in each of your iterations. Okay. So n is at least divided by half, then divided by half, then divided by half, and that is the logic. Okay. Next is student in the following method to display hello world 4 times at the output screen. So this is the first one, is just 4 simple print statements, and then there is a loop that is 4 times. Okay, compare the output with respect to time complexity. So this is obviously O1, okay, constant time, right? This is also O1 because the number of times this loop runs is independent of any value n. Okay, 4 is fixed and it will always run 4 times, and whenever we have fixed number of steps, we take it as O1. Okay, constant time. And I understand that we have been taught that loops usually have the complexity of On, but here it should be while I is less than equal to n, and then in that case it would be On. Okay, right? In this case it is O1 because if you think of this as O and you pass 4, okay, even if you say this is okay, but this translates to basically O1 because it treats all the constants as 1. Okay, moving on, find the output of the following statement. Check 1. So you have two arrays, okay, string arrays with exactly the same content, and the output is x dot equals y. This is going to be false. Okay, now x dot equals y, when we have two separate array objects, is going to return true only if they are the same array. What do I mean by this is, if I have say a string x, okay, it is 3 cities, right? Kolkata, I'll take any 3 cities, Mumbai, and I am from Kanpur, or should have taken Bangalore as well. I spent a good deal of my time in Bangalore. Why does it give me an error? Oh, I have x this, I'm going to comment this out. Okay, I have string x and then I have string y, both having the exactly same contents, and when I print out the equals in this case, okay, x dot equals, this is going to be false because x and y are two separate different, okay, last output is false because they are two different array objects. Okay, if I have say another array string says z, okay, and it points to the same array as x, this is allowed. So when I say x and z, this is going to be true because they are pointing to the same object. Okay, now your last output is going to be true. So I can comment this, right? This is giving me a boolean output, and this is also giving me an output. So comment this out. Okay, so I just simply get true, which is in this case. Okay, if I take z, if I take say w equal to y, okay, so w and y are the same, so again you get the same true. Okay, and this happens with objects as well. If I have say I have a class person here, right? Okay, if I have two persons, say person p1 equal to new person, say Bali, my name is my nickname is Bali at times, and then P2 is going to be my brother's name, which is Pius. So if I print P1 equal to P1 dot equals P2, I obviously am going to get false, because they are two separate objects. And even if I have the same contents, okay, they are still different objects, so it is still going to come out to false, my last output. If I take another person P3, okay, that is a pointing to P1. Now P1 and P3 are same, so P1 dot equals P3 is going to give me true. Okay, I hope you're getting the point here. And right now the equals method is not overridden in person class. I can do something like this: public boolean equals, okay, and I'll say object O, and I'll say return true. Okay, so when this method is not overridden, the equals will return true only if they are the same objects. Okay, then you can override this and you can actually check for the equality of the contents of two separate objects. Okay, when you override this. Okay, going back, so this is done. Just need to put the second occurrence of the letter I within the word Michigan. A Java statement, so you have to write entire statement with the semicolon. So if I have this string Michigan, okay, so you have to print the second I. Okay, so second I is basically after the first I, so you can use last index of, or you can use index of starting from this third index, which is from index 2. Okay, so you can say sys out, okay, Michigan, because it is not stored in a separate variable, right? So we use this string constant directly. Michigan dot index of, I want to find the index of I, okay, after the first index of I, so I can say Michigan dot index of I, okay, plus 1. Okay, so when you are finding the index of, you are actually finding the first index of I first, adding 1 to it. So this will return, this function call will return 1, because your first I is at index 1, plus 1 is going to be 2, and then you search for index of I from 2, so you get 0, 1, 2, 3, 4. Okay, or you can directly remove this, okay, and just simply replace it with 2. Okay, just start searching from index 2, because you can see your index 1 contains your first I, you start from index 2. Okay, you can do this, you can do this. Okay, so one of the outputs is this, one of the statements in this is this, the other is this, or you can also do Michigan dot last index of I. Okay, all right, okay, because the rightmost I is going to be the last index. Okay, but I feel this is the most appropriate one, because this will work for any general case, for any general string. Okay, so this is done. Find the output is rocket.substring 04 compared to, okay, so rocket.substring 04, whenever you're finding that substring, it starts from this index and the second index is not included, so you go till the index less than this, sorry, so you go from 0 to 3 including 3, not including 4, so 0, 1, 2, 3, so this gives you R, O, C and uppercase K. It won't let me make C, right? O and uppercase K. Okay, you are comparing to it with rock.replace and move. Now dot replace function will replace all these characters with this character and return a fresh string. This string is not changed, okay, but there is no M in rock, so this returns rock as it is. Okay, C and lowercase k. Okay, compare to happens between these two strings. I've already posted a separate video in explaining in detail how compare to works. So compare to basically compares characters at indices starting from index 0. If the character at that index is same, it moves on to the next index. Okay, and it continues as long as there are different characters on the same index. So uppercase R is same, moving on to next index, lowercase O is same, lowercase c is same. Then the difference is uppercase k minus lowercase k. So the return value which is going to be printed is going to be uppercase k ASCII minus lowercase k ASCII. Okay, this is going to be the same as uppercase A, mix it a star for some reason, uppercase A minus lowercase a. Okay, this is because all letters from A to Z uppercase are continuous and all lowercase letters A to Z are continuous, so the gap between them remains the same. Okay, so k minus k or any corresponding uppercase letter minus lowercase letter is going to give you the same value. So uppercase A is 65. It will never let me make 6 for some reason. So this is R6. Okay, we have discovered a new symbol. 65 minus lowercase a is 97. Okay, 65 minus 97 gives you minus 32. Okay, alright. What is the length of the array AR if the first index is X and the last index is Y? So whenever you get questions like this, right? So you imagine an array. Okay, say it has 4 locations, index 0, 1, 2, 3. This is your X and this is your Y. So the length of this array is obviously 4. You can see that. But how do you calculate it? You say 3 minus 0 plus 1. Okay. Last index minus first index plus 1 is the length of the array. So if the last index is Y, first index is 1. So you say Y minus X plus 1. Okay, this is your answer. Okay. Alright. In this, how many string objects are created? And this is a question on string pool, and I have not covered this topic. Okay, so I will try to add a video on string pool as well. So basically what happens whenever you are generating creating string objects like this, okay, this constants are stored in pool. So if there is another string that uses basically the same constant, it points to the same original constant that was added to the pool. So S1 when created Gujarat, this is a new string in the pool. S4 when creating Gujarat is pointing to the same string. So S1 and S2 are S1 and S4 are pointing to the same object. S2 and S3 are two different objects. So in total 3 objects. Okay, you have to justify your answer that S2 and S3 will be 2 separate objects. S1 is placing this Gujarat string in the string pool and S4 is pointing to the same string pool. So basically 3 string objects. Okay. Next question is S1 is AB, S2 is BC, J. So you can do this. You can have multiple integers initialized in the initialization part of the for loop, and you can increment multiple of them as well. Okay. So I0, J0, as I++ and J++. So basically, and again, this is a part of the for loop because it is one single statement. Okay. So I goes from 0 to less than S1 dot line, which is 2. So I less than 2. So I takes the values 0 and 1. Okay. And so the J will also take the same value 0 and 1 because J is iterating the same amount of times. Okay. Okay. Println S1 dot caret I plus S2 dot caret J. When I is 0, J is 0. S1 dot caret I will be uppercase A. S2 dot caret J will be uppercase B. So A plus B, characters A plus character B is actually adding the corresponding ASCII values. So remember this A was 65, so B is going to be 66. So 65 plus 66 is going to give us 131. So first output is 131. Okay. So I is incremented, I becomes 1. Okay, J also becomes 1. Then you say S1 dot caret I, which is B, plus S2 dot caret J, which is C. So B is 66. S2 dot caret J is C, which is 67. So this comes out to be 133. So next output is 133. So in 2 separate lines you write 131 and 133. Okay. Moving on, why is the lang package termed as a default package? We already discussed it in one of the previous questions that lang package, java.lang package is imported by default in our Java class. So you don't have to write a separate import statement to import this java.lang package, and that's why it's called the default package. Okay. Set the purpose of following keywords. So import is used to import a class from a package or import all classes from a package. Package statement is used when we are creating our own packages, and it is the statement that you write on top to tell the compiler that this particular class is a part of this package. What do I mean by this is if I go here, okay, so in this project I have a default package which contains this file. Okay, if I want to create a fresh package, okay, in my ID I can do something like this. I can create package. I can say the name of the package is, say, typically all lowercase, I say list. Okay, so now in this package whenever I create a class, okay, I say node. Okay, this will be the first line. The package statement will be the first line in this class. So you see package list. If I create another class, okay, new class, I say linked list. Okay, again package list is going to be the first statement. Okay, telling that this is the part of this class is a part of this package. So if you do this is not okay. Okay, package statement has to be the first one. Okay, and in order to use these in my class, okay, I can say when I say linked list, okay, and I'm using an IDE, so it is smart enough to understand that I'm trying to import a class. So I have two options, java.util and list. So I'll say list, I'll say hello. So you see import list.linked list. This is my package. From this I'm importing this class. I can choose to import all classes by doing this. So now I can also use the node which was a part of my list package. Okay, so you see list.node. Okay, moving on, give the following code snippet. Okay, what is the output for n? Okay, so the code is correct. Output for n is going to be, so basically this is a string which goes into this n, and then this greet is a static function in this greeting class, so it's directly called, statically called. So hello with followed by name, which is Abhay, followed by comma, okay, and followed by all this you have to write hello Abhay, comma, welcome to the world of programming. This should be one single line of output in your first line. Okay, this should be your first output. Explains the difference between two statements. So they are both important statements. The difference is this java.util is a predefined package, inbuilt package. Mine is a user-defined package that I'm declaring here. Okay, just as I explained you. Okay, and we are using the scanner class from this java.util package, and from this mine package we are using this greeting class. Okay, all right. That's why we have these two import statements on the top. Asterisk means give me all the classes from that package. Okay, let me import all the classes from that package. Okay. A 2 to 4 decoder contains two inputs denoted by A1, A2, A0, and four outputs denoted by this. Min terms representation for D1, D3. Very standard. Okay, so you should know how a 2 to 4 decoder looks like and how do you create the circuit diagram for that. Okay, so D1 will be A. This is A1 bar dot A0. Okay, and this is going to be A1 dot A0. Okay, write the cardinal POS for sum and carry a full ladder. Again, very standard question. So sum basically is pi 0, this is 0, 3, 5 and 6. Okay, and your carry is pi is 0, 1, 2, 4. 0, 1, 1, 2 and 4. Alright, again another question on this, and this is again very standard. You should be remembering how this happens. So if you remember the diagram, this is the AND gate, this is the AND gate, this is the OR gate, okay, and this is the XOR gate. Okay, this is the XOR gate. Okay, moving on. A lot of the results are for the simplified form and for the expression. Okay, so you can simplify this using the laws, or you can draw a K-map as well. So if you draw a K-map, okay, so we have A, B bar, C bar. So this is A, this is A bar. Okay, A, B bar, C bar. A, B bar, C bar is going to be this. This is 1. Then A, B bar, C. A, B bar, C is this. Okay, this is 1. And A, B, C. A is 1. This is B, C is 1. Okay, so you need to pick out these two pairs. They used to be called pairs. I forgot them. Okay, so this comes out to be this one, and this one comes out to be A with B bar. Okay, plus this comes out to be, the second pair comes out to be A and 0, 1 and 1, 1, right? So C. So this is A, B bar plus C. Okay, and it says that you have to 1 and 1 OR and 1 NOT. So you can use a NOT for B bar. Okay, and then you can OR B bar and C. So this is done and this is done. And then whatever the result you get, you can AND with this with A. Okay, so you can create your diagram. Okay, create the output of code using there is no compilation error. Okay, everything compiles. Okay, so this is basically using recursion. For I less than equal to, we return 0. So when I is less than or equal to 0, we return 0. Otherwise we recur. And we start with m and m dot length. So this is my call stack. I start with m and m dot length. M remains the same, right? M is not changing. So we'll just pass m dot length in the variable I. So variable I takes 4. Okay, in the first call. Okay, I is 4 here. I less than equal to 0 is false. You say check I m I minus 2. So I is called with 2 here. Okay, I is called with 2 here, plus m of I minus 1. M of I minus 1 is m of 3. So 0, 1, 2, 3. So this is going to be plus 4. For whatever the return value from this, plus 4 is going to be your answer. So for I equal to 2, this again is going to be false. Check m I minus 2, so this is going to call I with I equal to 0, okay, plus m of I minus 1. I minus 1 is 2 minus 1 1, which is index 1, which gives you plus 2, plus 2, okay. So when I equal to 0 is called, 0 less than equal to 0 is 2, return 0. So this returns 0. So this returns 0 plus 2, and this returns 2 plus 4. So this should print out to be 6, and you have to show your working, right? So the best way of showing this is you draw a call stack like this, okay. You say this is the call stack, okay. In Recursion we have this call stack, and draw boxes. Draw boxes, okay. And in each box you write whatever the variables and their values are being passed. So in this case, and you can write the variables m as well, because it is passed in every call to this function. So you passed I, okay, and you pass m, okay. So you say I is 4, then create another box on top, okay, something like this, okay, right. Okay, consider the if condition string is less than, how will it affect the output? If it is less than 0, if I change this to less than 0, right, okay. So for I equal to 0, I less than 0 is going to be false, comes here. Check m I minus 2, so this goes as minus, I goes as minus 2, and m I minus 1, 0 minus 1 plus m of 0 minus m of I minus 1, which is going to give you an index out of bounds because it is a negative index. So you say this gives you an array index out of bounds exception. The name of the exception is array index out of bounds exception, okay. Next is, okay, all right, so this, take a minute and give this a reading, okay. So this is basically the function to check if a string is palindrome or not, and something very similar I have explained in a video where I explain how to check for palindrome. I have taken multiple approaches. So if you look at that video and come back to this question, that is going to be very handy for you, okay. So it says, in order to check for word for palindrome, if word.length is 1, it says return true, okay, and it says analyze the code and find the logical error. So there is some error, okay. Syntactically this seems to be okay. Then it says if word.caret 0 is not equal to word.caret, word.length minus 1, return false. So that is the idea for palindrome, that if I start checking characters from the left and characters from the right, first character from left should be equal to first character from right, second character from left should be equal to second character from right, and it should be same till we converge in the middle, okay. If at any point the ith character from the left is not equal to ith character from the right, it means it is not a palindrome, because I won't be able to find the reverse, which is going to be the same, okay. So this statement is correct as well. And then you have to return either of those characters, both at the left and both at the right. So you get one more, we get a substring by removing the first character and the last character and perform the same check, okay. So you have to remove the first character, this should be 1, okay, until word.length minus 1. So this character, this is the last index, so the character at the last index is not included. So this basically is calling the is palindrome function by removing the first character and the last character just as the variable, okay. All right, problem is here, because this will work for even length strings, but this will not work for odd length strings. What do I mean by that? If I have, say, madam, this is an odd length string, okay, madam, okay. Word.length is less than 1, word.length is 5, false. You say word.caret 0, which is m, not equal to word.caret word.length minus 1, which is m, false. So you come here, you recur. You do word.substring 1, you start from here till word.length minus 1, you go till here. So you send a, b, a as the next string, okay. Word.length is 3, less than 1 is false. You come here, word.caret 0 is a, word.caret at the last index is a, again they are equal, so this not equal to condition is false. You come here, you start from index 1, go to the last index, start from this, don't include the last index, so you're basically sending d. When you send d, word.length is 1 is again false, length is 1, less than 1 is less than 1 is false. You again check, first character and the last character is the same, because this will give you the same character. Word.length minus 1 will give you 0, and word.caret 0 will give you the same index, okay. Then you do word.substring 1, and this string only has index 0. Index 1 is, in this case, is invalid, so you get an exception, okay. So for odd length of strings, you have to make this less than equal to 1, and this is because when we are removing characters at index from left and right, and we are just left with the middle, that is with only length 1, this should also return true, okay. So you should change this 0 to 1 and this less than 1 to less than equal to 1. If it was just checking for even strings, for example, if I have T O O T, okay, palindrome, Less than 1 will also work in this case. So this is 4 less than 1 is true, less than 1 is false. You come here, word dot character 0 is not equal to this is false because these two are the same. Then you do is palindrome word dot substring 1 and excluding the last character. So you send basically OO. Okay, when you send OO, this length is 2, 2 is less than 1 is false. You come here, this and this are the same. Again, this condition is false. You come here, you say substring from 1 not including this, so you're basically sending a blank in this case. When you send a blank, word dot length is 0, leave 0 is less than 1 is true, you return true, so you get. Okay, in case of odd length, this will not work, and this is what I explained. Okay, so you change this less than 1 to less than equal to 1 and this to 1 and it should work. So this is the code. I'll change this to 1 because this has to be 1. You have to remove the first character and the last character to check for this. So if I take strings, okay, and let me just take the even length string, so toot and noon. Okay, so if I check for even, there will be no error, so yes and yes. Okay, if I use this madam string, this is not going to be true. You will get an exception on line 177 because index out of bounds, string index out of bounds on line 177. Okay, because you are ending with a single character string in the center, of which you are trying to find an index from substring from index 1. It does not work. If I change this to less than equal to 1, everything works fine. Okay, if I take a no case, say hello, this works fine too. Okay, all right, moving to the next one. Okay, this is a class Stack Overflow, and they have just taken the name of the class as Stack Overflow. Okay, you can name the class anything that you want. So this is basically an infinite recursion because you're calling the recursive function which is calling itself, and there is no base case, there is no stopping. So just as I explained, you have a call stack on which you have an activation record keeping a track of all the values that have been stored for that procedure call, that function call, and then if there is another call, another activation or record on top of it, and the stack continues as long as there is recursion calls. So this will keep on going. Okay, it says stack is a data structure which is being created when you are actually doing recursive calls, and recursion is related to a method. Recursion is a process which results in a stack. Okay, while the other code given exception with Stack Overflow. Stack Overflow exception happens because we are creating a stack of activation records. Okay, because of the recursion. If there is an infinite recursion, our stack will continue infinitely, and at some point it will run out of space because space which is assigned to for the program to be used is finite, right? When the stack runs out of the memory, it overflows the memory. So the stack overflows. That's why you get this stack overflow exception. Okay, all right. They're just trying to confuse you with different terms. Right? If they're taking the name of the class as stack overflow, they can take the name of the class anything they want. Okay. All right. Next is this. So I mean, there is obviously syntax error here because there should be a space between file letter and FW, and this is the first time I have seen file operations being used in your questions. So I'll try to add a video on file operations as well. Okay, this basically is that you are overwriting, okay, whatever the contents of the file is, and this is appending. So that's why you pass true. This is append mode, this is overwrite mode. That's what you'll have to write. Okay, and what is the difference between two methods, next token and has more tokens? So basically in a string tokenizer, they are using string tokenizer as well. So this is getting very creative now. Your horizon is expanding to get as much as knowledge possible for this. So next token basically returns a string, which is the next token. Has more tokens basically returns true or false, returns a boolean value to check if there are more tokens to be returned or not. Okay, so the next question onwards I will solve in a different video. If you have any doubts, there's a part you don't understand, please let me know in the comments. Please like this video, subscribe to my channel, and thank you for watching.